When December rolled around, the small town of Maplewood began to glow in the soft light of Christmas decorations. For Emily Carson, it was her favorite time of the year, a season filled with family, reflection, and forgiveness. She lived in a cozy two-story house with her husband, Michael, who worked as a firefighter. Emily had been married to Michael for 8 years, and though their bond was strong, there was always a quiet ache in their home. Michael had a son from his previous marriage, Ethan, a bright 16-year-old who lived with his mother in another state. Because of distance and schedules, Emily had only spent limited time with Ethan over the years, mostly summer visits and the occasional spring break. This year, though, Ethan was coming for the entire 2-week winter holiday. Emily wanted everything to be perfect. She decorated the house with twinkling lights, hung stockings with each family member's name, and baked Ethan's favorite cookies after asking Michael what he liked best. Despite her excitement, she couldn't shake a little nervousness. Teenagers were unpredictable, and she hoped Ethan would feel comfortable staying with them. When the day came, Michael picked Ethan up from the airport. Emily waited by the fireplace, straightening the pillows one last time. When the door opened, Ethan stepped in, taller than she remembered, carrying a shy smile. "Hey, Emily," he said, setting down his bag. "Hey, Ethan, welcome home," Emily replied warmly. She gave him a light hug, careful not to make it awkward. Over the next few days, things started off a little stiff. Ethan mostly kept to himself, playing video games or texting friends. Michael was working longer shifts at the fire station due to the holiday demand, which left Emily and Ethan alone for long stretches. At first, they barely spoke beyond small talk, but one afternoon changed that. Emily was struggling to fix a string of tangled Christmas lights when Ethan walked in. "You're doing it all wrong," he said teasingly. "You gotta untangle from the plug end." She laughed and handed him the lights. They ended up decorating together, laughing when the lights blinked unevenly. By the end of the evening, the living room looked magical, and for the first time, Emily felt a real connection forming. The following days were filled with simple moments that grew meaningful. They baked cookies together, built a snowman outside, and even started watching a cheesy Christmas movie marathon. Emily learned that Ethan loved photography and dreamed of going to art school. She encouraged him to take pictures of their Christmas setup for practice, and soon their house was full of printed snapshots, Ethan's perspective capturing warmth in every corner. But it wasn't all easy. A few days before Christmas Eve, Ethan got a text from his mom saying she couldn't visit for the holidays after all. He tried to act fine, but Emily noticed his mood shift. He spent hours in his room, quiet and withdrawn. That night, Emily knocked gently. "Hey, can I come in?" she asked. Ethan nodded, sitting on the edge of his bed. "I know it's not your fault," he said softly. "It's just, she promised she'd come." Emily sat beside him. "I get it," she said. "Sometimes life doesn't go how we plan, but you're still surrounded by people who care." He smiled faintly. "You and Dad, right? And your whole crazy extended family," she said with a grin. "We all love having you here." That small talk broke through the wall he'd built. From that night onward, Ethan began opening up more. They went shopping for gifts, wrapping presents together at the dining table late into the night. Emily told him funny stories from her childhood, getting stuck in a tree while rescuing a cat, or accidentally setting a batch of cookies on fire. Ethan laughed so hard that Michael later came home to find them both crying from laughter. Christmas Eve arrived, and Michael surprised Ethan with a new camera, something he'd been saving up for. But what touched Ethan most wasn't the gift, it was the framed photo Emily had printed, showing the three of them decorating the Christmas tree together. Underneath it was a simple caption, "Family means showing up." Ethan hugged her without hesitation. "Thanks, Emily," he said quietly. "For everything." That night, the three of them sat by the fire, sipping hot cocoa while snow fell outside. It was peaceful and simple, nothing extravagant, but full of love. On Christmas morning, the air was filled with laughter and wrapping paper. Emily had cooked a huge breakfast, and Ethan helped serve pancakes. They spent the day visiting neighbors, volunteering at a local food drive, and returning home to play board games. After New Year's Day, when it was time for Ethan to fly back, Emily found herself emotional. She had grown genuinely close to him. "You're welcome here anytime," she said, hugging him goodbye at the airport. "I know," Ethan replied. "I'll come back next year. Promise." As the plane took off, Emily turned to Michael. "I didn't expect this holiday to change so much," she admitted. Michael smiled, wrapping an arm around her. "It didn't just change the holidays," he said. "It changed our family." That winter, Emily realized something profound, that family isn't only about blood, but about love, patience, and the moments you choose to show up for each other. The season ended not with grand gestures, but with quiet gratitude, laughter, and a newfound bond that would last far beyond the holidays.